Bye-bye, Rivalry, and, well, to all of you Runic supporters out there, these cards are getting shipped out quickly. Alright, don't be like the 30% of you that have not smashed the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Well, this is a huge ban list, and we got implications coming all across the world here. So first of all, Skill Drain, Rivalry goes in. The mighty trio of Floodgates, for whatever reason, besides there can only be one, is the only one that's free right now. You know, to be honest with you, I'm not surprised. We just saw this move in the OCG, and the fact that they're re-putting it to 1 here makes sense. I unfortunately think that we're going to see the TCG follow suit with this, and you're going to see the loss of this. But you can definitely, Master Duel had a lot to do with this as well, but the 3 are gone. Herald finally moves to 1. I don't know why this is all that much of a surprise. I mean, a hand trap that literally negates a monster effect is actually insane at the cost of being able to trigger, you know, Mudora, Kelbeck, Keldo, all of the Ishizu cards. So honestly, once you drop those cards in the game, you literally have to clean this up. All right, and we're going to continue to dance around the fact that we're not going to go after tier just yet, or we're setting up for tier. You got to remember, this is going to be the list, because you're probably going to see tier coming out here in about a couple of days, if I had to guess, kind of following the formula here. So bad news with that. And then, of course, Magnificent Map goes to 1 as well. Now, keep in mind that with this hit, Barrier Statue's still banned. They really, I guess in like a 1 out of 1 sense, this card is still incredibly crazy. But the OCG does not like Floodgates at all, considering the hits that they're going for here. Now this is bad news for us. The Fountain and the Tip going bye-bye at this point. And this is actually, I had a feeling, and I said this previously when we started talking about this, these cards are menaces to the 1 out of 1 format. Like, basically flipping any Floodgate here with this is GG. Like, I don't care what you play. As soon as you start rotating and drawing mass numbers of this, and it's very clear that Konami didn't want to try to go after Fountain, but once again, I mean, you can tell that with the semi-restriction to 2 here, that Konami wants to try to be very passive with this, because I think that they find Fountain to be quite a unique card in the sense of the game, but this definitely makes sense. And then Tip getting semi-limited. I mean, honestly, if you want to hurt the deck, Tip is the card to hurt. I mean, it is the entire searcher for the deck. It effectively does turn into a draw 2 off of the Fountain, which is, I mean, crazy in itself. When I say draw 2, it's because it facilitates searching itself, and then it turns into 2 cards off of the Fountain versus the 1 that you would normally get. So, actually insane. The Necrophase getting semi'd. I mean, okay. I don't have anything else to say. Dragonhawk, I think this card can beat a 3. I don't know why they dislike Dragonhawk so much. Like, the shuffle your hand into the deck, draw the same number of cards, isn't even that crazy. Like, yeah, I understand that you've got to deal with Thunder Dragon, Colossus, and things like that, but still, it's not even that crazy. Cards to be unlimited. About time Multifigure gets unlimited. This should have happened a long time ago, but it feels like the OCG and Master Duel are way more passive when it comes to this. So I think that this is about time. We also have Oviraptor down here coming off the list. Also, once again, about time. We have Super Poly moving to 3. I think that we could eventually, well, there's no side deck in Master Duel, so like, if the card's going to be at 3, it's a big push to Despia. You also have to remember that tier is coming here soon for this list. It's really interesting to see like how the changes from the actual physical card game actually affect this. Divine Valley of the Mist, or Divine Wind of Mist Valley. Honestly, this can go to 3 in the TCG. I don't think we're going to see any sort of, you know, crazy little loops and interactions here. Galtea, yeah, about time. But once again, this just felt like one of those hits that was like, well, you know, we're going to go after the consistency side of things here. Now this This is a dangerous game. I don't like this. Spellbook of Judgment to 3. Now, I think that 2 is okay. I think that Spellbook of Judgment at 2 for the amount of value that it gets you is good. My problem now with 3 is, yes, you do run into dead draws with it. I do want to... You can only do 1 per turn, and kind of after you do the first one, it's not really crazy value. I mean, it is, but it's not. And you have to remember, like, the Spellbook engine itself, that really facilitated a lot of the crazy advantage, is a lot slower. But the problem here is Spellbook of Fate plus Jowgen is still kind of crazy. And, I don't know, having 3 judgments just feels like it speeds up the overall process to Doomsday. You know, now you can hard draw one of them easier. You can use your spellbook to search for something a little bit better. That's not exactly... That doesn't feel like very safe territory, in my personal opinion. But, I mean, there could be a point where if they're moving this to 3, this is definitely a test for the actual game. And I said this the last time when we made, a video talking about this, that when we saw Spellbook of Judgment move to 2, that it was definitely a test for the TCG, or excuse me, for the OCG. And I definitely think that this is another one of those cases where they're testing the waters here to see if things can work out. And, of course, Quick Fix, moving to 3. What's hilarious about this is the OCG still has this at 1, and they're like, hey, you know what? That's fine. Honestly, if you're going to sit here and you're going to combo through, full spiral combo, you still have a timer on this game. I mean, yeah, you can still do some really impressive things, because I've seen Spiral do some pretty cool things, but I think that this is kind of an impressive push to kind of test the waters yet once again. I also think that they don't think that this standard casual player is going to want to pick up Spiral, which perfectly makes sense. I mean, if you're seeing somebody here do full Spiral combo, it's probably because they actually genuinely enjoy the deck. And I mean, once again, the ceiling for Spiral is not exactly something that you're going to want to see the average duelist here picking up and kind of showcasing that, hey, is this working out? Thoughts. This is coming closer and closer to the TCG. I feel this. Once again, come next TCG ban list, if you see skill drain limited to 1, I mean, it's okay to cry. I get it. The card is insanely, and I mean insanely good. Rivalry goes in. I don't think we'll ever actually see these hit the physical card game, strictly because, we have outs, we have the side deck. But in Master Duel, these cards are absolutely absurd. Like, I get it. It took Eldritch, like most of this game's existence, to finally get these wrapped up here, and I think that's good. I also have a feeling that the TCG is going to take notice of Tip, and I unfortunately think that we could see Runic Tip go to 1 in the TCG. The Runic variant of this deck has been by far the variant that's been running around this format, and I do think that realistically this does seem like something that they would want to clean up, just because players, how uninteractive that this deck can become. I mean, you can still, I think, if Tip goes to 1, I think that you can still facilitate the engine, at least. As long as, Fountain exists, you can still do things. It's just, if you're going to try to play like a Runic variant, Pure will be dead, but you'll still have all the hybrid builds that you can still do things. And that's fine. Like, it depends on, does Konami want the Pure variant gone, or do they want to go so far into the combination hybrids that they want to clean that up? That's really your biggest question here. And I still think that Spellbook of Judgment is I still can't believe that they're moving this to 3 in the future. Like, that's so wild to me that we're actually going to have to deal with this. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm going to miss you, Skill Drain. I really am. You've served me. Coming back to 3, you were a crazy mistake. But you know what? I love to see it. Floodgates, very, very, very no skill. You love to see it. So, what do you think? Yet again. Please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.